Meteorologist Kristi Gordon joins us now with more. Kristi, when it comes to the freshet, officials have explained that the current snowpack is really just one small piece of the bigger puzzle.
That's right. Really, the weather over the next 3 months has the biggest influencing factor as to whether we would see any flooding at all. So when we look at sort of the weather, we're talking about a big warming trend with a big heavy rain or a big warm rain. So despite a lower snowpack, that really could have an influence on the flooding season. So let's have a look at things. In terms of April, May, and June precipitation anomaly, it does look like we may see above average precipitation, but it's important to note that this forecast for precipitation is just low or moderate. So we'll be watching that very closely. In terms of temperature, we're transitioning out of La Nina towards an Enso neutral stage. So the biggest influence on our temperature really would be the sea surface temperature. And it does look like it is above average across the Pacific Northeast. So that has an influence in our area and brings in the potential for above average temperatures. But those above average temperatures may be balanced out by the potential for more rainfall. So it will be really interesting over the next little while. One thing to note as well, Sophie, these are the average trend or average conditions anticipated for those 3 months, but really the day-to-day fluctuations that we can get across the region also play a huge role. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Kristi. All right, meteorologist Kristi Gordon joins us now. Kristi, when it comes to the start of the wildfire season and the freshet, the biggest factor is what kind of weather we get over the next little while.
Mm-hmm. That's right. So even if you have a below average snowpack, Sophie, if you get a huge warm up over the next few months and then a big warm rain, that really could impact the fact that we have the potential for flooding. But on that reverse, it could mean better conditions for the start of the forest fire scenario or season. So here's a quick look. Through April, May, and June, in terms of precipitation, there is the potential for above average precipitation. But it's important to note that accuracy rate for long-term forecast for precipitation is actually low to moderate. But we have a better understanding in terms of temperature. We're transitioning out of La Nina more towards Enso neutral, so we're really looking to the ocean to see if that determines our temperature. And we have above average sea surface temperature in the Pacific Northeast, so that will help to warm things up. So the long range for our region is showing above average temperatures. But what's interesting is that moisture that we may get could balance off that warming trend. So this will be something we'll be watching closely. And it's also important to note this is the average through April, May, and June. But of course, the daily fluctuations that we get can play a huge role as well. And today is a great example of that. We didn't have record-breaking temperatures, but we're certainly well above average for this time of year. Lytton was the hot spot across Canada, hitting 22.1 degrees. But the good news is it's not going to be a prolonged period of heat when it comes to the freshet scenario. So we're expecting just 2 days of heat. Thursday, Friday looking beautiful, but then temperatures are going to come down partway through our long weekend, and that will be the case right across the province. Here's a look at what we're anticipating. By Friday night, we could see some rainfall across Vancouver Island. Thankfully, it'll shift over quite quickly, and we'll be back to a mix of sun and cloud on Saturday. But by Sunday, we have a chance of showers once again. But at least the next couple of days certainly are looking nice. Important to note that with the clear skies tonight, though, we're down to close to the freezing mark in the interior, but we rebound to high teens. And for the south coast, not quite as cold at night, but we are expecting high teens away from the water, potentially close to 20 degrees, not only tomorrow, but into Friday also, before that change starts to push in. So means some cloud cover on Saturday and then a chance of showers expected on Sunday. And tonight's Central Windows weather window is coming to you from Richmond. This is the sunset from last night where Lay captured that just perfectly. Thanks so much. All right, so back to you.
Wow, that is beautiful. All right, thanks, Kristi.